that bitch ass. So today we have two guys from Bangkok Fight Labs, which I call the Bangkok Fight Lab killers. Two of them with us. We got Javier and Paul. You know, a lot of people might know Javier from his, his like 5.5 second knockout in the last Full Metal Dojo.
We actually called it
Paul,
1.7 second now, right?
Is it 1.7?
Yeah, well, when I was on Stev's podcast, the Surrounded by Details, he marked it at 1.7. He wants to start pushing that out there so it could be the fastest one in MMA history. He said, start from the punch.
Okay, well, then we'll just have to, promote the 1.7 second knockout then, right?
Yeah, heck yeah, man. You got to promote that.
Exactly. So I'm pretty sure at the next FMD, they're going to be shouting out 1.7 seconds. Better make sure that.
Oh, yeah, man.
All right, so the first thing I want to do is, before we get into other topics, is I'm going to put up the video of the knockout. Okay. And I'm going to let you guys explain from your perspectives. Like, he was in the corner, Paul was in the corner, you was in the cage, right? So I want you guys to kind of explain, like, what you felt, what you thought, what, like the aftermath, like what you were thinking, like afterwards, like, like what the fuck had just happened, stuff like that. So let me get this on the screen real fast.
All right, for sure, man.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Who would like to go first?
You go first, Javier. You seem to be the quickest guy, so.
All right, man. Yeah.
All right, here we go. So what do you do? What were you thinking right here?
Nah, man, I was just, I'm always like mentally prepared, like building up to it. And then, I don't know, it was a little emotional because the guy was talking a bunch of crap the whole time. So, showed up late to weigh-ins, and just to shut him up, it made me feel better,
What were you saying? What were you saying
to like him?
That. What were you saying to him after you got you knocked him out? Because you're saying something. You see right there, you're saying something to him.
Oh man, I was just telling him. Oh, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was just saying, dude, you ain't talking a bunch of trash now. That's pretty much what I kept saying over and over.
Was that what you were saying exactly? Come on. Were you really saying
man,
that? Like you were saying some obscenities in there.
A couple. It was like, what? I think I said, like, what, bitch? You ain't talking so high and mighty now. Last time I checked, you're the one looking up at the ceiling, Just shit like that, dude. Just fooling balls. Yeah, man, just because, hey, man, you talk shit, you're going to get hit, dude. That's what happens in this sport. So.
Bro, is he still around at the Fight Lab?
No, man. He
came back though. This was the awkward thing. Like after he got knocked the fuck out, right? He came back and we were all like, okay, And then after that, we didn't see him, So if you're gonna leave, you don't come back in, You just leave. But we seen him for one day, but he came back and everyone felt awkward again, and then we didn't see him again. Just fucking awkward guy.
Because I remember I was there the day after.
Oh,
we were there, and then you came over. Paul came over. He's all like, "There he is, right there." There he is. Why is he there? Why is he here?
Like, oh shit! He just walked through the door.
Yeah, man.
He's a crazy dude, man. I think he must have knocked some brain cells around or something. But yeah, he's not the full shilling, right?
So after that day, after he came back, he didn't come back after that.
No, I don't think we've seen him after that, right?
Nah. Like, I think he came for like a couple of days. He trained. He went into my jiu-jitsu class. He went to a couple other different classes, and then he bounced after that, man.
How did that go into jiu-jitsu?
Well, he showed up a half hour late, so that wasn't happy already, dude. I was like, here, you can partner with me. So we went a few rounds as a goodbye. Yeah.
So, Paul, during the fight, you're in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, what were you, when you're watching it, like, right there, what were you feeling right there?
Yeah, we were, I don't think no one expected, like, that quick. I knew Javier had this, I knew he was going to hurt him. I knew Javier was the better fighter. So we just like, yeah, you got this, Javier, you know, you just work your game plan. And then we just literally, as I was sitting down on my stool, boom, he just got knocked the fuck out. We all looking at each other like, what? Did that just happen? I don't even think my house hit the seat. Like, I was like, before it hit the seat, I'm back up going into the cage, you know, he's just won. Like, we were all in shock. We were just all like, what the fuck just happened, man? Like, it was literally over before it started. So yeah, we were shocked. We were all shocked.
I think the whole place was shocked.
Yeah.
Like there was like a brief moment where everybody was like, and then they just went crazy after that, and that's when
yeah,
going around the ring just doing his war stop. You know what I mean? That was
come on, man. That's yeah, dude. It was like a emotional feeling, man. Yeah, once I kind of realized what had happened, I was like, oh shit, dude. Like what? You know, I mean, it's a surreal feeling, man. That's the fight everybody always imagines it would go like, you know. Somebody talks a bunch of crap, you run out, and then you knock them out like nothing. You know, look like that Knox commercial. You know?
Yeah, the video went viral, man. Like so many people shared it. You know, like I told Paul that I think it's like it at least has 500,000 views, at least.
Wow, man.
That's pretty crazy, right? To have so many people see your knockout.
Yeah, man, it's pretty nuts, and even around Bangkok, some people kind of notice me. Like they'll just be like, "Hey, man, I notice you!" Like throw up their little fists at, and start laughing. Man, it's pretty surreal sometimes. Dude. It's funny, you know.
So you worked on your boxing with Paul, right? So
yeah, dude. Paul's
working on that.
Yeah, man. I was working on my hands these last two camps, man. I mean, I'm already pretty good on the ground, so I always like try and work on my weaknesses. And luckily, meeting Paul, like this is the first year where I've been training with him, and it's nice to have a boxing coach who's savvy to MMA. So like we would really like been building a game plan around my striking as well, and I felt like my striking game has gone tenfold since working with Paul, man. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good that, you know, like, are you guys, is the situation is like you guys are kind of coaching each other? Like he's kind of coaching you
like,
in the boxing?
Javier, like this fight, because we're both fighting, Javier's been helping with my jiu-jitsu, and then I've been helping him with the boxing, you know? With the last camp, it was only him fighting, so it was just me helping with his boxing. But no one predicted it would be that quick. We worked on that shot with like right hand, you know, set the right hand up. But no one predicted it to be that quick, you know. It just there, man.
When you when you work with him with his boxing, right? Is it like straight boxing, or is it like kind of like boxing kind of geared towards MMA?
I would say it's boxing more geared towards MMA, but you do take some things from boxing into MMA, you know. But you can't just solely be a boxer for MMA. It doesn't work. Believe me, I come from a boxing background. You can't just be a boxer for MMA.
Then what about the jiu-jitsu side? Like when you work with him on your jiu-jitsu, right? Like, what is your jiu-jitsu background? Is it like, are you new to it or?
No, I used to train back in the UK at Gracie Baja Club. So I've got my blue belt. I've always rolled with different people. But, you know, Javier's got like a really solid background in jiu-jitsu. Plus he's got, you know, the same thing. You can probably vouch for this. You've got straight jiu-jitsu and then jiu-jitsu for MMA. You know, two different things. You've got straight boxing and boxing for MMA.
Yeah, the no-gi game is totally different from the gi game. So and
absolutely.
There's like 3 levels, I guess. There's like the level of jiu-jitsu in the gi, then there's the no-gi, and then there's the MMA jiu-jitsu. Which, do you think in MMA jiu-jitsu you're limited on the submissions that you usually kind of focus on?
Yeah, I'd say like in the gi, I think you've got more control and more submissions because you've got grips and stuff. You know, a lot of, especially if you're in the later rounds in MMA, you know, and Javier, I can tell you this, a lot of things will just slide out. If you're sweaty, you know, it's hard to get those grips. So yeah, for sure, there's more submissions and more stuff you can do in the gi. No gi and MMA, I think, are similar, but MMA, you've got strikes, right? So We was talking about one of the sayings today about you hit a black belt a few times, he becomes a brown belt. You hit him again, he becomes a purple belt. So MMA and jiu-jitsu, two different sports.
What is the for like jiu-jitsu, like for MMA, what is the main submissions that you mostly work on, you guys together?
I would say learning how to get out from bottom, especially if like you have like a lot of these strikers that we have from like Thailand here, and then Paul being a boxer, just the ability to get them to where they're strong. You know, they don't have to become a black belt in jiu-jitsu. They just need to know just enough to either get out from bottom or to sweep and take the mount position. And I mean, that's what I'm trying to help Paul out do here, man. And I think he's doing a fantastic job. I mean, his last fight, I mean, he just mounted the guy, beat him up. The guy rolled the spin and rear naked choke. So just a lot of old school stuff too, man. When you're on top, you just want to focus mainly on things like guillotines, rear naked chokes, nothing really too fancy. I mean, we're starting to see leg locks in the game, but that's a long time coming. But yeah, man, I think that's what I gotta say about that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about your first fight that you just had. It was about a month ago. How long was that, your first fight, Paul?
Mine? So the first pro MMA fight was at the Speed MFC. And that was, about just over a month ago, probably about 6 weeks ago.
And talk about that fight. Like, because you're a boxer, you're a striker, and you went in there and you tapped the guy. So,
well, I think you've always got to be ready to change the game plan. And the game plan was to keep it standing because we thought the guy was a wrestler. People were telling me he's a wrestler, he's doing wrestling training. And it was a Thai guy, and then he started pulling out all this Muay Thai stuff, And then I was like, oh, that was I checked the kick with my hand, but like I was like, oh, that was a strong kick, and I, just felt a little bit of the shock from it. So I've started letting my boxing go, and it's gone to the cage, and then automatically, just like a reaction, got the double unders, took him down, and once he was on the ground, I knew I had the fight. But he didn't really have a good jiu-jitsu game, whereas this guy that I'm fighting, he has a good jiu-jitsu game, so sometimes game plans can change in the fight.
Who are you fighting at Full Metal Dojo?
So this guy, his name is Ben Royal. He's fighting out a Phuket top team. I think he's the coach at Phuket top team, or he coaches kids jiu-jitsu, something like that. But he had a good amateur record. He had like six wins, one loss, and his one loss was controversial. And he's got a lot of submissions. I think 6 submissions actually. So he's got a really good ground game. So like Javier said before, it's just keeping it simple, not playing his game, playing my game. If I can stand up, get back on my feet, go where I'm stronger than him.
Well, the cage is so small in FND, right? So
yeah.
I'm
gonna have to get a 1.7 knockout, right?
No, you're gonna have to get a 1.5. 1.5.
Try and outdo each other a little bit more.
Yeah,
right?
dude. Yeah. Just working on sprints for these fight camps from now on. That's it, dude.
Serious. You gotta get paid for overtime, right?
Yeah.
You get paid by the second.
Exactly.
But Javier, who are you fighting?
I am fighting, I'm going to butcher his last name, but it's Gokul. He's a kid from India. I guess his biggest thing is he just won a huge amateur tournament, I guess a year back. It was like a 6-man tournament like that. He won that one. And he he made his professional debut, I think a couple of months ago. And I think he won that after a first round stoppage. So he's about 20 years old. Strong kid. He looks like he's hungry, but I just feel like, man, I mean, I've been training since I was 16, dude. So like this guy was like 10 years old when I started fighting and started training. So, I feel like I just have a lot more experience in him. I'm tougher, dude. I'm meaner, and I come out there to hurt people now,
You guys got a lot of momentum. Your team has a lot of momentum that's going strong right now, especially with both of you guys coming off, big wins. And especially you, Paul, you won your first professional MMA fight, and it was not really like you're more of a striker, but you won it on the ground. So it kind of shows the diversity that you have. And of course, Javier with his, his Donkey Kong that he did on somebody, right? So, but that gives momentum to not just like, because if you have only one fighter in your camp that's doing well, and the other fighters are not doing well, there is no momentum, right? But you guys are all winning. You guys are all being impressive. So how does that feel when you guys are training and when you guys are together? Does it make a better environment for you guys?
Yeah, I think it gives you positive energy, you know. And we know we've got a strong team, and we've got a really good team bond, you know. And usually you'll get some teams, you know, all wrestlers, some team all strikers. Like I was saying to you before, we've got such a mixture of different styles, and we all kind of bounce off that thing, you know. So I'll get my wrestling, my jiu-jitsu better, my Thai boxing better, and then I'll give the boxing element to it, you know. And it's like that with everyone. It's really mixed discipline team.
Yeah, it seems like it, because when I look at the roster that you guys have, you guys got the wrestler from where is he from? Dagestan or
Dagestan, man.
He's one of those stands, right? He's one of those stands, right? He's a stand guy. So when you got a guy from a stand, you know, they're pretty legit on the ground, right?
Yeah, man. Growing up wrestling tigers and stuff, dude.
Exactly.
I mean, you got training partners like that, man. Jesus.
They're like climbing up mountains with no ropes and shit, right? With just their arms and shit, right? Crazy shit like that. You guys got him, and you guys got, of course, you know, you got Javier, who's he's like, you know, started off in the jiu-jitsu, right? And then you got boxers, and you got Tommy. He's your head coach. But also he's your head coach, but he's also a fighter, so it's a little different, right?
Yeah. I think a lot of the guys we're fighters and coaching. Like Javier's the BJJ coach as well, you know, I'm the boxing coach. I'm the head MMA coach, so we've got to balance both, you know. It's not easy.
Yeah, but you can tell that we got you can tell we got a lot of diversity when the boxing coach is choking out dudes and you got the jiu-jitsu coach by knocking out guys, you know. So, you know, we're getting a wide range of techniques getting shared.
Yeah, your team is very unique in another way is because in Bangkok, there's not many MMA teams. Am I right?
Yeah.
No.
There aren't, right? There's like you guys, and who else is there? I don't really know any other teams that are based in Bangkok right now.
Not MMA, no.
There's a few, but yeah, ours is definitely the highest level. I would say it's one of the highest level in Thailand now. You know, you've got Tiger, you've got Phuket top team, Bangkok Fight Labs up there for sure.
Oh, definitely. You guys are building yourselves up and creating this buzz for yourselves, and it's pretty amazing. Just like you said, just like a Phuket top team or a AKA Thailand or whatever, any of those teams, you guys are up there. You guys are like in that echelons of teams, and you guys are getting better and better and better. So are you guys bringing in more guys? Are you guys bringing in younger guys to build up?
I think with the Bangkok Fight Lab, like we're all kind of living here, so we're all training with each other, and again we've got that different range of styles. So we're all growing together. As you've seen, I'm a boxer, but I'm choking guys out now. Javier's a jiu-jitsu guy, but he knocked someone out in 1.7 seconds, you know? So we're all building each other up, and I think that's the beauty of our team.
You guys have seems like a lot of you guys are fighting for Full Metal Dojo now, right? But have you guys gotten offers to fight elsewhere?
For me, no, like not, because I only just had my first fight, so this is my second fight. So yeah, nothing yet. I did get one offer for China, some fight in China, but that didn't happen, and that was before the last fight.
Oh really? Yeah, China's always offering people something.
Yeah, I've heard. But then you go there to lose or something. That's what I heard. So they basically want you to lose. I don't know how true that is. But that's what I heard.
Will Chope was telling me a lot of stories about China, of how they bring you in to lose. They'll pay you, but they'll bring you in to lose. They want you to lose. Or they'll tell you to like, hey, it'd be nice if you lost. You know? Stuff like that. Now I want to kind of get into you guys' backgrounds a little bit. You know, we talked about your guys' opponents and stuff. So for you, Paul, you're from the UK, right? You were just recently back there, right?
Yeah.
You know, what were you like? Where's the beginning of Paul? Like, where did you start off from?
So I started quite late getting into martial arts, I originally started with like amateur kickboxing, and I won a lot of tournaments just doing that. But it was really kind of light stuff. It wasn't really like full contact, just amateur stuff. And that was my start of my martial arts. From there, I started to do some boxing. I joined the amateur boxing club and working with like the amateur boxing team. And then MMA started getting big, and it's like, okay, you know, I want to learn about this ground stuff. So I joined from there some jiu-jitsu, which was Gracie Barra. And from there, it's like, for me, the biggest, the most real point to like a real fight would be MMA. In which point I joined UTC, which is in Birmingham, UK, and I learned loads from there. They had a really good team, like one of the best teams in the UK. You had Vaughn Lee, who tapped out Kid Yamamoto. He was training there. Another guy who's just in the UFC now, Leon Edwards. He's climbing the ranks. I think he's near the top 10 now. So they had a really good team, and that was where I first got introduced to MMA. But for all my boxing skills were from Red Corner. They have professional boxers, like high-level professional boxers. So everything I learned from boxing, coaching, and fighting-wise were from there.
Who was the person that kind of blew up MMA in England? Like, what fighter was kind of like the guy that everybody like supports, or everybody would have their interest in? Was it Bisping?
It probably was, yeah. The first sort of British fighter, because he was on one of the first Ultimate Fighter series, right? Was it the actual first one, or was it the second?
I think I want to say it was the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. First is Rashad Evans, right?
Yeah. Second, right? It was one of the first, like, couple. But yeah, it was like, oh man, a British guy is now in MMA. So we're like, sorry, not MMA. A British guy's now in UFC, and everyone's like, whoa, you know, amazed. Like, how British fighters can make it. But this thing's not I don't really like him too much as a fighter. I prefer other fighters. But I've got to respect what he's doing, because he's been in the game for a long, long time, right? And, you know, you've got to give credit where credit's due. He's took a lot of punishment. He's got beaten up. I think he's blind now in one eye, right? He can't see out of one eye. But he's got the belt. And, you know, it just shows you if you believe in yourself, and, you know, you even, because everyone was like, you're finished, you're too old, you know, writing him off. And then he won. He knocked out Luke Rockhold, right? And won the bout. So if you believe in yourself, you know, you'll do stuff. Even if everyone else doubts you, you've just got to have that mindset about, you know, believe in yourself, never give up. So as much as I don't really like Bisping, I don't like how he speaks and conducts himself, I really respect what he's done.
Yeah, all you can do is respect him, because he's the champ.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Champ, he's still a bit of a knob, you know, when you see him like just mouthing off at people. All right, buddy, all right, you know. Yeah, but I respect what he's done. You know, he's been in the game, and he's got heart. He has got heart.
Javier, how about you? Who's the guy that kind of got you into, you know, getting interest into MMA? Not like, I'm not talking about really like a coach, because everybody knows your story a little bit better than Paul's story. So who's the fighter that like you kind of like, what is it kind of followed like, when you were younger?
I would say Nick Diaz, both the Diaz brothers, man. Just because they're from the same area, like roughly the same area as us, like down in Stockton. I've been training out in Northern California. There's these cats that, you know, absolutely love jiu-jitsu. I love it too. And just seeing them kind of talking trash, dude, and always making an entertaining fight, man. That's what I loved about it. But being true martial artists at the same time, it's like, yeah, that you can talk a lot of shit because you got the skills to back it up, man. You know, and especially seeing like Nate Diaz finally, because all these guys, they never get a lot of love, I feel, from like a lot of the promotions. The fact that they stayed true to themselves and kept training and kept working on their boxing, kept working on their jiu-jitsu, that when that moment came when he tapped out Conor, dude, that's what all that work was for. And seeing those guys super motivates me. All them, Gilbert Melendez, all those cats from Stockton and the Bay. So I'd say, yeah, man, definitely for sure.
When you were watching that, because, you know, Conor versus Nate is like, it's etched in history, especially that first fight, you know, because he was in Cabo, taking shots of tequila, and then a week
Yeah, man.
fighting.
Eating tacos, dude, on a yacht.
Exactly, right? And he goes in there and takes the hardest shots, and then just taps Conor, right? So, what did you think of that moment? Because you said you're like a big fan of theirs, right? What did you think of that moment? Is that the biggest moment in like Diaz's history?
Yeah, man. I mean, I when that happened, I was here in Bangkok, and I remember just screaming out Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I felt like everybody was on such a stand-up streak, you know. I mean, Conor knocking out people left and right. Everybody wants to be a striker at that moment, and then all of a sudden you just see, hey, Jiu-Jitsu is relevant again, dude.
Stand up like, man, stop the motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. Yelling that out around the Hooters off Soy 11, man.
The waitresses are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. I'm just looking at this cat like, all right, man.
He on that
But
stuff.
yeah, dude. He's on that yaba, dude. It's 8 a.m. He's on that yaba. But yeah, dude. So I would say those guys like BJ Penn and like Matt Hughes, like these old school cats. I still feel like, man, they're the dudes that motivate me because they're fighters, man, but they're still true to being a martial artist, still just doing the work, you know. And I respect anybody who does that.
Yeah, I think a lot of those guys that you just mentioned, they're not like there to just be like, I'm gonna try to sell pay-per-views. They're kind of like saying what they really feel, and then just going out there and fighting and stuff like that. And you can see that in them, right?
Yeah, man.
In Conor, you don't really see that, do you?
Yeah.
You just see that he's just trying to make money and hype stuff up, and you can respect that. You know what I mean? It's you know, I respect it, you know, because you got to get your money. But with the Diaz brothers and like even BJ Penn, they're saying what they feel, like, you know. And
yeah, man. I mean, I used
right.
to. Yeah, and I love that stuff, dude. I mean, I remember, I think it was, forget who BJ Penn was fighting. I think it was Matt Hughes, and I remembered he was sleeping in one of those like deprivation chambers or whatever. And he's like, man, if you're sleeping in a plastic tent, you know somebody's gonna get their ass kicked.
Oh yeah, I remember that. The hyper
fight time, dude. Yeah, dude. But yeah, you know, I just like fighters, man. I like, you know, I feel like Conor, he's a good mix between an athlete and a boxer. But I feel like if it was a street fight in that last Nate Diaz fight, I mean, I think it would have gone another way, you know.
What did you think about the rematch? Did you think he won, or do you think
I thought Diaz won. I thought Diaz won just because I mean, maybe based because I still always thinking like pride rules where it's like you don't go from round to round, you kind of go how the fight dictates. And I thought if the fight continued on, that Diaz at one point would have caught him with something. And I thought the last takedown at the end should have gave him the points, you know, at least from a rule setting. But I mean, it makes more sense for Conor to win. You know, you got to keep them UFC stocks up.
And that fight was it was very close. You know, it wasn't it wasn't a clear cut like, okay, this person won. It could have been either way. But if Nate would
either or, man, for sure.
Conor would have been over. Like he wouldn't be as big as he is now, I think.
Nate's just a bad matchup for Conor because Conor knocks everyone out, but he couldn't knock Nate out. So you take that away from Conor where you can't knock him out. What else does he have, you know? He's not really savvy with jiu-jitsu. He's not a wrestler. He just knocks people out. And 2 fights now, he couldn't knock Nate out. So, you know, Nate's psychologically, he's in your face like, what, motherfucker? You know, Stockton, what'd you do? You know, you've hit the guy with your best shots that everyone else has been knocked out with. So psychologically, that fucks with you.
And yeah, dude. And he's sitting there just bleeding and just talking shit to you the whole time. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, that'd be you're a ridiculous thing, man. Just
309,
Javier, you should go in your next fight. You should just be like, Bangkok, motherfucker. This is Bangkok. You're in my city. This is Bangkok.
What's the area code, man? I gotta find the area code for this place. Start yelling that out.
You'd be like plus 85, plus, you know, whatever.
Plus 85, man. Yeah, plus 66 for life.
All right.
Oh yeah, I was just asking, man. What do you think? Just because you're deep in the fight game, and Paul, you're the boxing coach. Like, what do you guys think really about this Mayweather, fucking McGregor talk, dude? I know everybody's talking about it, but I just want to get your guys' take, dude.
You want to go first, John, or do you want me?
I'm not interested in that fight.
At
To be honest
all?
with you. I'm not really interested in that fight because I don't really watch boxing too much at all, and I usually just watch like the highlights, or if
Uh-huh.
I find out that hey, that was a good fight, I'll go back and go on World Star, because World Star they have World
Yeah.
Star, they have the fights on there, so I usually go back
Oh,
on
nice,
World
dude.
Star, and but yeah, I'm not gonna watch it live. Like that most likely will not happen for me. Um, the only thing that I'm hyped about is all the pre-fight stuff, like the press conferences, the 24/7s, the embeddeds, the what is that thing when they
Right.
sit down with Max Kellerman face to
Oh,
face or some shit
face
like
off,
that?
the face off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
face off. Oh, I'm
yeah.
waiting for that one.
That'll
That
be
one's
good.
gonna
That'll be
be
funny.
good. They're gonna be going at it. It's like,
You know,
it's to me that makes me excited to see like two guys that know, like they have an extensive vocabulary and they could take shots at each other. It's just gonna be very
yeah.
entertaining. I think more entertaining than the fight, because Mayweather is the best defensive fighter ever, basically ever in boxing history, and has never lost against a guy that's never boxed ever in his life professionally. So that doesn't really interest me. It's like in Muay Thai when Bull Cow fights like the guy that takes classes at your gym, or an amateur fighter that's that trains with you guys. It's kind of like that, like they're facing off like that. That's in my opinion. That's what I think about it, and I probably won't watch it live, and I'll just watch it afterwards if it's interesting. But who am I rooting for? Conor, of course, because I'm an
Yeah.
MMA guy.
Connor?
Yeah, I'm rooting for
Hell yeah,
Conor.
dude.
I'm waiting. I want Conor to, dude. It would be the most craziest thing if Conor knocks him out in the first round with that
Man,
with
man.
that left hand. And you know how boxing will crumble.
Yeah,
Boxing
but
will
man, because
crumble.
like,
It will
but
crumble. It will still be there, but it's gonna take a big, big hit if Conor. And then you know what? I think if Conor knocks out Mayweather, they'll rematch.
the thing, like my take on it. Okay, so as I said, like boxing and MMA, two different sports. Okay, would a basketball player beat a football soccer player at football? No, they fucking would. They're two different sports. So as much as it's got that interesting, like, but McGregor, he's in his prime, and he knocks people out. They're different sports. Growing up around boxing, we had a fighter from UK called Ricky Hatton. If you ever heard of that
Oh,
guy,
of course, of course.
yeah, so he had a huge following, and he was knocking people out. He beat Costa Zoo, he was just breaking down everyone, and he had no losses. And then he came to Mayweather, and Mayweather knocked him out, And Mayweather's not even a knockout puncher, but afterwards, Ricky Hatton's like, you couldn't even hit that guy with a bowl full of confetti, You throw confetti at him, he'll just dodge everything, man. The guy, he's just a defensive, he is the best defensive boxer, maybe one of the best defensive of all time, arguably. So for someone who has never boxed before, who has never had like a pro fight before, it's a different level. But interestingly, McGregor, he had a good amateur boxing background. That's probably where a lot of his hands come from, in MMA. I think he was an Irish ABA boxing champion. I know he had a good amateur record. I think he was an Irish ABA boxing champion. To be
Oh,
an
I
ABA
didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
if you
Oh, so
research it,
I just said some shit out my ass right now about like he didn't have.
yeah, no. But the thing is, you get amateurs, you get pros, you even get good pros. Mayweather has fought the best in the world, undefeated. He made Canelo look stupid, and Canelo's now like the best pound for pound. So yeah, as much as it's interesting, as much as I would love to see McGregor knock him out, and just someone putting Mayweather in his place, it's not going to happen. If you see how good Mayweather's defensive, he won't touch him. He might get the odd little shot here and there, but everything's going to be hitting shoulders, gloves. He's one of a kind. One of the best defensive boxers. I would like to see McGregor just head kick him, get frustrated, throw a head kick in there. I think they've put up a lawsuit, right? If he does that, they're going to sue him. Has anyone else read that?
Yeah, like if he throws elbows, knees, or anything like that, he's just getting sued.
But how good would that be, man? That's what I want to see.
What do you think, Javier?
Man, I'm rooting just because I'm an MMA guy. I'm rooting for McGregor. I absolutely. Not that I have anything against Mayweather, but he's always beat all my heroes like De La Hoya and all those guys, dude. When I used to be a big boxing fan, so it'd be kind of nice just to. I don't think he'd win the fight. I think if he has his best bet, it'll be the first 3 rounds, and then he gets tired after that. I think he only gets about 8 minutes in it, and then he gets exhausted. So if he doesn't beat him in those first 3 rounds, like either a crazy knockout. I mean, heck, if he even knocks him down once, I think that's more than a win. You know, if he even touches Mayweather like that. But
in recent memory, like I told you, I always watch highlights. So in recent memory, Mayweather has only been rocked in recent memory once, and it was by Shane Mosley. Do you remember this?
I think
when
yeah.
Shane Mosley caught him, and he almost dropped one knee.
Yeah.
That was so close. That knee was so close. You know what I mean? Like you could put a piece of paper between that knee and the floor. He got back up and survived.
Mayweather, you know, he's got a good jaw as well. He's got a good chin.
Yeah.
You know, he's been hit before by Mosley, right?
Yeah.
And he's also got hit with Zab Judah. Zab Judah was actually winning that fight before. So, and Zab Judah, actually, interestingly, Zab Judah's a southpaw, and Conor McGregor's a southpaw. So, you know, but Zab Judah's Conor's very quick, but there's boxing quick and there's MMA quick. You know, it's different sports. I always stand by that comment, and you know, maybe I have to eat my words. You know, maybe McGregor will knock him out. You know, maybe like all these possibilities, but the reality, I just don't see it happening. Like Javier said, I see McGregor getting tired, and then it's just Mayweather just pick him up.
If I were to make a prediction, I would predict that Mayweather knocks him out in the later rounds. When he
way.
I believe that it could happen when he gets tired. Because
you've
seen him panic in the Diaz fight.
Yeah, he got rocked, man.
Yeah, he
might
got
not
rocked.
admit it, but up 1-2.
And he panicked.
His legs went, and that's when he went for the takedown. You know,
Exactly.
He said he was tired, but I know when someone's rocked, you see the legs. His legs went.
Yeah, and I think Mayweather will do that in combinations, just boom, massive combinations, and then he'll pour it on, and then Conor won't be able to stand. Because once you hit the ground, it's not like you're gonna start wrestling or anything like that. So imagine if he went for the takedown.
That's what I want to see. You know, this makes shit interesting. You know.
Yeah. He goes for the double leg.
Hell yeah, dude.
That weak ass double leg that he did, you know, on Diaz. But
yeah, dude.
But if I was gonna put money on it, I would put money on Conor. The reason why is because the odds are so crazy. Why not put money on Conor? You never know what could happen. You know?
Hey man, yeah, dude. I mean, that guy. I thought Eddie Alvarez was gonna give him a hard ass time. He smoked Eddie, dude. He smoked him. I mean, I can't like say that it's not for sure. You know that he's gonna lose, dude. That guy surprised me every time he gets into the ring.
I think if you put down $100 and Conor wins, $40 and Conor wins, you get $450 back.
Oh shit!
Some crazy odds like that. So why not? Why not?
Fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, if you have a little extra cash, you know, just throw it in there and say, hey, that was just my throwaway money. Fuck it. You know, it's
he's McGregor. I think whether it's an act, McGregor actually believes he will beat him, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's been right in, I think, literally all of his predictions by the first Nate Diaz fight, you know? So, yeah, like, he has a lot of self-belief, you know? He really believes that he will beat him. I don't think it's an act, but maybe it is, you know? They're both going to get a lot of money, a shitload of money, so, you know, maybe it's an act to sell views, but he's definitely self-confident for sure.
All right, moving on. I want to ask you guys about Germaine de Randamie. She just got stripped, and you're from Europe. She's from Europe. She won the title. She just got stripped. What do you guys think about this? Like, she hasn't even fought to defend the title.
I don't know too much, but I read about that she got stripped because she wouldn't fight Cyborg, right? Because Cyborg's been linked to steroids and stuff like that. And then I seen that, well, Dana White said if you don't fight, you know, the person below, you know, the contender, then you're entitled to be stripped of the title, right? But who else has got titles? We just spoke about him a minute ago, and he's not fighting any contenders. So how does it work? Like, I don't know, man. It's everything at the moment is just like what makes money, you know? It's, yeah, this is the business.
But with Jermaine Durandame, well, GDR, right? GDR, because what she said was that her original plan was to go fight for the title and then go back to 135.
Right.
But then why would you go fight for the title if you're going to give up the title anyways? That doesn't make any sense. And this is her words, right? Okay. And then, like you said, this whole thing is just a clutterfuck because, like you said, there's a guy that we just talked about. He hasn't fought any contenders, and he has the belt, and he's never defended any of those belts. And they're holding up many divisions, and you don't strip him, but then you go and strip this GDR, who just says that she might not fight somebody, which is the next contender. That makes no sense. You know what I mean? It's like it's weird.
That's why everyone's going to Bellator. They're leaving UFC getting pissed off and going over to Bellator, man.
I'm glad. What do you guys think of that? Do you guys think do you like the?
It's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's good, right?
I think it's a good thing, man. Yeah, dude. I mean, but like look at the ridiculousness of it. Like we were just saying, I mean, shoot, even Michael Bisping, didn't he turn down fighting Yoel Romero? He said his knee hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude.
I think now with what Conor McGregor's doing, saying, oh, you know, and he's calling the shots, a lot of other guys are trying to do the same now. So, you know, you've got this kind of whirlwind going on within the UFC, and they're trying to control it, but you're getting some people leaving to Bellator, some people getting stripped, some people going to boxing and doing what they want. You know, it's crazy times right now.
UFC, they're fucking up a lot of shit for themselves. Yeah. And
it's compromising the sport in general. I mean, You're supposed to have. I mean, it's in the name. It's as real as it gets. You're supposed to have the biggest, baddest fighters in the world, and then you still slowly start stripping that away and make it almost into like a pageantry thing. I mean, it kind of delegitimizes it as a sport, and we become more like an entertainment thing,
like WWE.
Yeah, exactly. You know, where it becomes where it's how big's your following kind of dictates where the fights go. You know, and it's not based on skill set no more.
That's exactly it.
Bring back the Ultimate Warrior. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Where's the Macho Man?
Where is Macho?
Macho Man Jr. Because I think both of those guys are dead right now. But bring back their sons, man. We're you know, if you're gonna go full fucking entertainment, you might as well go full fucking entertainment and just go with the with the egos and everything, and just put on the makeup and everything and just go in there.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's calling out anyone now. You know, it's like, you know, you guys know that who is it now? Adrian Broner called out Nate Diaz. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that. I read that today, man.
Yeah. Like, it's anything, you know, these are the times now. It's like, what's going to get more views? You know, what's going to make more money? It's not like you've worked your way up to go for the title. No one cares about that now. Maybe like true fighters want to see that, but the average Joe are like, no, I want to see like McGregor fight, you know, Mayweather, or, you know, it's these super fights that everyone wants now. That's to the general public.
Yeah, it's the McGregor effect. That's all it is. It's just the McGregor effect.
The McGregor show.
He does something.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
He makes money off of it. Like, hey, if he does something, he's making money off of it. Why not I just try to do the same exact shit and not be original and make money off of it too? But it's not working for them. That's the problem. It's not working for anybody else except for McGregor. And
well, I think I remember I was listening to some podcast with you, man, and you had made a good point about all the fighters and that nobody is being genuine. You know, nobody's being themselves and selling the best aspects of themselves. It's just like everybody's just trying to be it is a copycat sport, man. Not only techniques, everybody's getting knocked out by windmill, like, you know, spinning wheel kicks. It's also they were trying to call out everybody, talking down on the promoters, you know. These are like low-level guys doing these type of things. And it's like, you can't be McGregor. McGregor's McGregor. You can't be a Diaz. That's who he is. You got to find what makes you unique and you special. And bring that out to the forefront and say, hey, this is who I am and what I got to offer to fight, man. This is why I fight. You know?
I think that the days of the real deal, you know, fighters, it's kind of like shifting now. It's not like it used to be. Like the guys that are the real deal fighters, you know, especially at that level, they're guys that have already been fighting for a long time. So you already know who they are, right? You know that this is who they really are. It's not like they just changed overnight, right? Nowadays, the new guys come in, you don't really know who they are. They're coming in talking crazy right off the bat. And you know what? Another thing that fucking makes me pissed off is all these fighters begging for a bonus. I call it hashtag bonus beggars. What's up with all these dudes like begging for a bonus? It's like you're gonna get your bonus if you perform, but some guys are like they win a decision, they're talking about they want a bonus. Do you think that? I think that bonus thing is not a good look for the fighters. You know what I mean?
I liked the thing that they had originally, which was, you know, you get knockout of the night, submission of the night, because that way you're guaranteed you're gonna get a good knockout, a good submission, you know. Because people want, I think it was what, $50,000 US, right?
Yeah.
For the knockout of the night, submission of the night. So that motivates you to knock someone out, to submit someone. So in that aspect, you know, it's good. But people saying, oh no, we deserve a bonus. Like, you don't call the shots. The UFC call the shots. You know, you're employed by the UFC. So, you know, it's the McGregor effect. Everyone thinks they can call the shots now, and you've got to have some kind of mutual respect, I think.
I think that the bonuses, sometimes you see, like, if you follow the sport, you see some guys getting bonuses. You're like, why did that guy get a bonus? Because he was in the main event? Is that why he got a bonus? Because I don't understand. There was guys in the prelims that knocked the dude out clean, like sleep, dude, and then you give the main event fighter the bonus. I don't understand that. That's why I don't like the people begging for a bonus, because why? It really doesn't help you. It just kind of makes you look worse. And like you said, when McGregor went 50 G's, baby, you know, remember that shit? When he was like 50 G's, baby, like that shit. That shit affected everybody because they thought, oh, if I go up there and I'm gonna say 50 G's, baby. You know, it just makes people sound corny, right?
Yeah. I think the UFC should give it to you, not you ask for it. You know, you wouldn't go up to someone and say like, please, you know, give me some money. You know, if someone gives you some money, it's up to them. You know, it's, you know, don't beg for things, man. Like, it just makes you sound like needy. You know, so yeah.
You never see the Diaz brothers begging for the bonus, right?
Nah, but
no, man.
You know,
never.
I think now that he's for McGregor, you know, he's got to taste that money. But the thing about the Diaz, I'm a fan of the Diaz brothers, and they deserve it, you know, because they don't turn away fights, you know. They'll come to fight every time, you know. They'll be in your face and fight. So I'm happy for them, you know. I think they deserve it, and you know, that's they're good fighters, so I think they deserve it. But now you've got every other fighter wanting the same, you know. He got this amount of money, so I want them to get that money as well.
You know who has the bonus record?
It's Joe Lozon, ain't it?
Joe Lozon, and he's never asked for the bonus. Never. And he has the bonus record. They said he's made $1 million. Oh no.
Yeah.
No, like $1 million.
I want to say 500,000. I want to say like 500,000. I want to say
on bonuses.
He's got
alone.
On bonuses alone. Yeah.
And he's never ever went on the mic and said, "Give me a bonus." So it shows you something, like you said. You know, like you don't need to, you know, ask for the bonus, right? It's gonna come to you.
Actions speak louder than words, right? And in that aspect, it's true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. the state of MMA, you know, like you guys are in the Southeast Asian, you know, Asia region, right? Which is Asia Pacific. It's all the kind of like the same area. And you guys are building yourselves up. So when you guys see all this stuff happening, right, at the like that at the higher levels, what do you like, you know, of course you see yourself going to that level, but what do you see when you get there? Do you think that a lot of things will affect you? Like those things will affect you? Or do you think that you just go the same way that you've been going right now?
I think you just got to keep growing as a fighter, you know. And for me personally, maybe every fight is different, but I think you should always stay humble, you know, stay grounded. You know, that's just me personally. But in the era that we're in now, it's the social media era. So you've got to do all this crazy shit, you know. You've got to get yourself noticed. You know, there's thousands, tens of thousands of good fighters out there. So what makes this fighter different, you know? You could do that by talking a load of shit, or you can do that by going and knocking someone out, you know? So, or knocking someone out in 1.7 seconds. But, you know, for me, actions speak louder than words. So, like you talked about that guy who has all the bonuses, he doesn't talk shit. He goes out there and does shit. That's me. That's my take on it.
What about you, Javier?
Yeah, man. I mean, I would like to say that I would just try and stay humble. Like Paul was saying, man, that, you know, you can't believe that hype. And I'm sure once you get to that higher level, you got a lot of people around you trying to dictate where you want your career to go. And I think at the end of the day, man, you got to ask yourself, even if you're at that highest level, if we're at the level that we are now, is that what it is what's my goal for my day-to-day basis, you know? I just want to get up in the morning. I want to teach my students. I want to spread what has given me so much, and then do the same for them. And as long as you don't lose sight of those things, and then like don't let the hype or all the social media stuff get in the way, you know, just stay true to it. I mean, this is martial arts. This is something that brought us all together, you know, like just us in this room. I would have never met any of you guys if it wasn't for this. So just showing that that I do it because I love the sport, man.
Yeah, that's true. This sport does bring people together that you would have never known, you know, any other way in your life. Because think about it like this: you're from California. You went to Oregon, right, Javier?
Yeah.
Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're up there doing your thing, you know, you're firefighting and all that stuff. And you got Paul, who's in the UK, doing this boxing thing over there. You guys are on like totally different ends of the world, right? And I'm like just north of Javier in like near Seattle doing my thing, right? And then now we shift, me and Javier, he shifts to Thailand and I'm in Korea. And then you go to Thailand and you meet each other. And then all of a sudden I'm flying to METAL DOJO 13. And then to be honest, I didn't even know who Javier was before that knockout, you know? And then he did it. And then it's like, whoa, who's this fucking guy? Right? And then the next day I go to Bangkok Fight Lab, and there you are, Paul. And Javier introduced me to you, and it's like, hey, we got you know, our boxing coach right here. He's about to, you know, start fighting MMA, and it's all like a friendly environment. Even though you guys are in combat sports, I'm not a fighter, but I'm reporting on it and, you know, commentating on it and stuff like that. But it's so friendly. Most of the people, I'm saying, like not everybody, but most of the people in this world of MMA it's a very friendly environment, I feel, right? Yeah. And it does bring us together, and it's pretty, you know, it's a cool situation.
I think you really get to find out about yourself through martial arts or through MMA, you know, because, you know, you're in there. There's no lies, there's no talking. When you're in that cage or ring, it's a lonely place, you know. You can do all the talking and say, yeah, I'll knock this guy out. But when you're in there, it's like a lie detector. That's the truth, you know. So actions speak louder than words. When you're in there, you can do all the talking, but you're going to have to back that up once you're in the cage. So I think it's better to be humble, you know, be grounded, be humble.
I think we should make a new promotion called Lie Detector Fighting Championships.
don't think nobody will do that one, man. Like,
Yeah, but you gotta hit the lie detector before you hit the rig, and then the ring or the cage is electrified. So if you
get
if you
shocked every
press,
time.
yeah, so you can't do those takedowns on the fence. But that's not good. But damn, I forgot what I was gonna say because I got into that lie detector fighting championship shit. But I was gonna ask you guys something about like, oh yeah, living in Thailand, right? Now, the pros and cons of being a fighter, and you're a foreigner, which means that when you go outside, you stick out. It's not like you're like blended in, But I guess Thailand is a little different because there's a lot of foreigners there already, right? So the community is kind of large, but still, when you go certain places, it's like you're the only like foreigner person there sometimes in certain situations, right? So what are the pros and cons of being in Thailand other than fighting?
Yeah, I would say, the pros of living in Thailand as a fighter, you've got a really high level, the most obvious, really high level of Muay Thai fighters here. So I think a lot of fighters come solely to Thailand to work on their Muay Thai, So you're constantly surrounded by loads of good Muay Thai fighters and loads of good Muay Thai pad holders, trainers. So that's got to be one of the best benefits for a fighter. You can also live out here. Like food's a lot cheaper than the UK. Accommodation. So if you're at a fight camp, you can do all of this a lot cheaper than what it would be to be in UK or I'm guessing the States as well. So they're the best for me. The best pros, I think.
What about you, Javier?
Yeah, exactly, man. The cost of living. I mean, to run a fight camp out here, like a 2-month fight camp is probably like $600 US. That would probably cost me twice or maybe 3 times as much when you going into food, paying your coaches, taking time off of work. So the ability to, what I started doing was just saving up my firefighting money all summertime and then just come over here and just live really well and just just dedicate my time just to training, man. That's what I absolutely love about it.
I thought you see, those are some of the things that I expected as answers, but then I thought you guys were going to start off with like the Thai honeys and, the little hotties running around in the little bikini
as far as I know, we both got girlfriends, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I got a few.
Moving on, moving swiftly on.
Everybody's looking over their shoulders right now, like.
Yeah. It was very good. I just go home every day and hang out with my fiance. That's what I do.
Well, you gotta be dedicated, right? There's 2 types of dedication. There's
but it
fights.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
That's why he was looking over the shoulder.
Looking at this, she goes, "Yeah, he has a
Then,
girlfriend."
also living there, what are the kind of like the things that you don't like?
So the traffic here sucks, especially where we are. But then you've got the BTS, so that's not too bad. I think maybe the language barrier. So obviously most people speak Thai here. There is a lot that will speak some English, but if you need to call up something to get something fixed and you don't speak Thai, you're gonna get nowhere, So the language barrier is probably one of the difficult things here, the cons.
I miss trees, dude. I miss my trees, man.
The real trees.
Being out in the big wide open spaces. Yeah, dude. Well, being up from the Northwest, man, I miss like the mountains. I miss the trees. I miss like all the fresh air. So sometimes, I usually get my 6 months in the city and then my 6 months out in the woods. But this year, man, I just decided to take a break from it. So, yeah, I would say, man, I just miss like open, wide spaces sometimes. I get a little cooped up being in the city too long.
But you guys could go to the countryside, or not the countryside, but you guys could go to the islands and stuff like that, right?
Who cares? Yeah. But he just misses
Yeah.
trees, I think. The trees, you got to get some more trees in Thailand.
You want to go climb some trees?
Climb some trees. Yeah, dude, that's what I do all summer, man. I'm out in the woods acting like freaking like a lumberjack, dude. I'm Paul Bunyan out there, dog.
Fucking
I miss that
Tarzan,
shit
probably.
sometimes.
You got your jade over there.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah. Bangkok is a real city, man. Like, there's no doubt. Like where you guys are at, it's a city. Like there's traffic, there's everything a city has. It's just in Southeast Asia. It's just, it's no different from any other city. All right, so you guys are, training out there. You guys are living out there, but how are you making a living though? Like, Javier, go first. How are you making a living in Thailand right now? Because you've moved and you are living there now, like full time, right?
Yeah. I decided this year not to go back to my fire season job, and so since January, I had to figure out a different way of making money, and I started just kind of doing private sessions at the Fight Lab, just teaching jiu-jitsu, and then slowly realizing, hey man, I really like this and I enjoy it. And I also have like a personal training certification, so I just started personal training people, and I think I started with one client in January, and now I'm up to 8, where I train them regularly. So that's kind of how I've been making my money here while I've been just training full time, man. And it's been fun, dude. I really enjoy helping people like achieve their fitness goals, or like a couple other guys. Like I have one guy, he used to be a super fit cat, and he had a terrible accident, and he lost the ability of his legs from his knees down. And he wanted to learn jiu-jitsu. So just like coming up with a jiu-jitsu game for that guy has been like a really interesting challenge. But it's been fun, man. So I've noticed that I really do enjoy teaching and being an instructor over at the Fight Lab as well. It's been pretty fulfilling, man.
How do people get a hold of you if they, if they listen to this and they want to kind of learn some ground game, or, get some personal training?
Yeah, if anybody wants to get in shape, or if they want to learn any martial arts, I kind of do stuff like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, catch wrestling is what I specialize in. If they want to get a hold of me, they can just go to my website. It's javiertrujillo.com, or javietrujillo.com, sorry. Or you can get me through my Facebook page as well, which is at Javier Trujillo. Wow. But yeah, man. And then most of the majority of the people that I train, it's like they want half personal training, half like some type of like martial arts skill work. So I kind of like incorporate using both of them. So not only are you getting in shape with me, but you're also learning how to kick ass too. So.
Well, that sounds good. How about you, Paul?
Yeah. Pretty much the same, but not BJJ. It's boxing. So yeah, qualified personal trainer, and do a lot of boxing work with fighters and just people who generally want to learn boxing, whether that be boxing for fitness or boxing for self-defense, for fighting. That's probably my specialty. But I've been working with a lot of people to lose weight. Like one guy, he lost a total of 44 kg. He actually looks like a completely different guy now. But that's been over a long period of time. So exactly the same thing. Enjoy the job. I get a good feeling of helping people achieve their goals. And if they're into doing boxing pad work as well, I always love doing that. So this is like the main way that I'm making money, along with some savings as well. So yeah, if you ever want to contact me, you can contact me on my website, which is windsoractive.com. And also on my Facebook page, which is Facebook/Paul Thailand.
Since we're talking about, like getting a hold of you and contacting you, how important do you think it is to utilize the social networking sites, the SNS sites, right? Social networking sites for a fighter and for your business? How important is that for you?
Huge.
Yeah, extremely important.
Yeah. For a fighter and, for a business, like we're in the social media era now. So, if you want to, we were saying before, if you want to be a fighter, you've got to have a social media following, if you want to have, a business, social media helps, there's a lot of guys doing well out of social media stuff now. We're in that era.
But, like a lot of fighters, they don't do it. Is it like a big hassle to do it, or is it very simple for you?
I think for because I haven't really been doing it up until this year, and maybe that's why a lot of people haven't heard of me. I've been doing this for a long time, but I just maybe I think a lot of fighters feel because they're already, most of these guys, they come from like some background where they already have a chip on their shoulder or they're self-conscious about themselves. So feeling that they have to kind of put themselves out in a different platform, I think sometimes throws guys off, but it's necessary, man. I mean, especially as a fighter, like let's say like McGregor or Diaz, I mean, these guys, they're a brand, and that's what it is you have to establish yourself as like, who am I? What is it that I like? And what is it that I'm trying to accomplish with my fighting? What am I trying to accomplish with my business? And if you can show people what it is behind, why you fight or behind why you want to be like a good personal trainer, that's going to give you the motivation. That's how you're going to find your branding. And it makes this easier, like doing this podcasting or doing any social media posts. If you know what it is you stand for and you know who you are, then people are going to want to see you fight because they know why you fight. And I think that's really important for any of these fighters out here to do.
Do you post often yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
I say I try and post two to three times a day. If it's not my own stuff, it's at least, so I'm like, anytime Full Metal Dojo posts something up, because I know that helps them. It also helps me. I also do things, like posting articles that I like, or any type of little thing. You guys can just do small things like that just to keep yourself in the game, keep you relevant, and kind of show people who you are, man. If you got a funny video that makes you laugh, dude, why not post that stuff, dude? People, find people that are like-minded as you.
Exactly.
And that's how you're going to find your fans, man.
Yeah, like I always tell people, especially like fighters, when I meet them and kind of get to talking to them and stuff like that. And I always tell them like, hey, man, it doesn't matter who you are. You might be shy. I don't know, but if you're a fighter, you're probably not really that shy because you're out there banging in front of like crowds of people. And you must have some kind of characteristic inside of you that kind of wants to perform. So you use that because you're unique. Everybody's unique. And you use that to kind of like catapult you or help you to spread who you are through, social media. And you need to do that. You need, like you said, do 2 to 3, even 2 to 3 posts a day is good enough. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be on there like 50 posts and like you're on Twitter 24 hours a day and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But I always tell the fighters when I meet them, that's like my advice to them when I meet them. For some reason, I tell them every time if they don't have that social media presence, because if you want to elevate your career, it's like if you wanted to have a career in any other job, you're going to do every single thing to elevate yourself in that job. And as a fighter, one of the major things is having a presence on social media. So you need to kind of pump yourself up and, yeah, like I said, pump yourself up, promote yourself. And it's very important.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think it's better now than ever because, I mean, before all this, you would have to hire a manager and that's more money that's getting taken. I mean, you can do all this yourself, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, this last couple of months, I learned how to video edit. I learned how to Photoshop a little bit. Like, there's a lot of cool things you can actually learn that can help you out in other aspects of life, that fighting can give for you. And this is one of them, learning how to become a better online business, learning how to do, making t-shirts, man. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff,
I think,
talk about
every
t-shirt.
fighter.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think every fighter needs to do the social media stuff now, It's so important. Especially when you're starting out, you're not going to have that following or views. So the way to get there for free is to put yourself on social media. It's free, So you're not going to lose any money over it. So do it.
Yeah, talking about t-shirts. Javier, I seen that you got your t-shirts now.
Yeah,
Right? How did that happen?
I talked to him about like possible sponsorship. They had also talked to me about making a shirt, and I said, "Yeah, man, let's do it." We the little met together, looked at a couple different ideas, and they said that that they wanted to sponsor me in making a clothing line. So I said, absolutely. So I've been trying to do everything I can to help promote that. I love the shirt. Fits nice, man. You should get one too, dude. I'm gonna go send one for you.
Of course. Of course.
But yeah.
You know, you gotta sell
but
that.
yeah, definitely. Exactly.
You gotta sell everything. You know, if your name's on it, you better sell it.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. You gotta pump
Why
yourself
not?
up. You know?
Yeah, dude. I mean, when and then you got to think about it in the end. It's like that's something you got to look back on when you're. How I like to view life is like, I want to be when I'm an old man, dude, and I'm reflecting back. I want to know that I did everything that I wanted to do. You know, I don't want to live with a regret. And if I can have look back and see an old shirt from when I used to fight, dude, you know, that'd be awesome, man. You know, I think everybody should think about it that way. You know, you shouldn't be living with regrets, and you shouldn't care what people think. Just do it. Do it,
sure.
you know.
I think life is like, if you look at, if you like history, you guys are into history?
Yeah.
You like history, right? If you look at history,
Yeah.
everything's based on timelines. And if you look at your life as a timeline, you know, and, you know, each month has something that happens in your life, right? And like you said, the t-shirt is kind of like something in your life, your timeline in your life, right? That you could look back at and say, hey, you know,
Exactly.
here I had my own fucking t-shirt. Fuck you, fuck
Yeah,
you,
man.
fuck you. I have when did you have your own fucking t-shirt, motherfucker? Right?
Yeah, exactly. How many of your buddies, you know, got their own t-shirt? That's right.
Exactly.
Dude.
Like it's not like you made your own t-shirt. You got your t-shirt sponsored and someone else made it for you, right? There's a huge difference, right? Like I could go make my own t-shirts with my face. It would look terrible, but you know, but having
it's a great story to tell the grandkids, right? You know, you can get the t-shirt out and say, yo, when I was your age,
man.
You know?
Exactly.
It's a legacy.
Right?
A legacy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, man. Unlike all these like pussy robots you guys got fighting now, dude. It's back in the old days.
Before you guys leave, let's get into the Full Metal Dojo a little bit, right? Because that's why, you know, it's coming up soon. And what do you guys think about the Full Metal Dojo? Like, what is it doing for, you know, for the fighters and for Thai MMA? What is the impact that you think that Full Metal Dojo is having?
You want to go first, Paul? Or
yeah, sure. You know, I think it's a good thing because before they was not letting MMA come to Thailand. That was that whole thing. You know, it's going to take away from Muay Thai. So I think it's a good thing that they're kind of embracing it now, and you're seeing a lot of Thai fighters coming through, like Shannon and Rika. So you know, I think the FMD, they've got their own kind of cult following. I really love it because it's like, it's its own brand. It's not trying to copy the UFC or, you know, Pride or, you know, Bellator. It's got its own like crazy party vibe. And I love that. And I think, you know, you've got to be true to, you know, your brand yourself, as we were talking about earlier. So yeah, I can see it taking off. They've started broadcasting it live now, and I can see it getting bigger and bigger in Thailand and also in Southeast Asia.
What about you, Javier?
Yeah, man. I think it's a breath of fresh air. Like we were just saying, how we feel like the UFC is messing up and this and that. I mean, it's nice to have like an organization where, you know, dude, it's just a crazy thing to be a part of, man. Like, you know, it's like an actual. Yeah, Jason Mayhem Miller. I mean, they got TJ Miller, the guy from what is not Silicon Valley. Sorry, I was slipping my mind, dude.
You know,
yeah,
TJ Miller is also. Have you watched F is for Family?
Yeah.
He's the voice on the new season of the guy that drives the van.
Oh, the Bill's like the newspaper guy. Yeah.
If you listen, TJ Miller's the voice of that guy.
Oh shit, dude! I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, I was watching.
Hilarious.
I was like, damn, that voice sounds familiar, and I was like, oh shit, it's fucking TJ Miller. That dude's doing big things for for himself right now. So
yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, but yeah, like now, like think about it. You're getting those type of celebrities that are wanting to come and interested in the show, dude. So you know they're doing big things there. And I mean, just the pace of it, the whole entertainment factor of it is awesome, man. Like it's a cool thing to be a part of, you know, especially in the beginning phases. I mean, it really is like the old school MTV of like MMA promotions, man. It's just a wild scene, you know.
It's like the real. Hey, I think they should do like FMD Real World. Make a
Yeah,
show.
do like their own like Ultimate Fighter type show, dude. Put them in like some
Exactly.
crazy house in Thailand.
And then have Mayhem Miller be the host with John Nutt.
Oh, good lord, dude. Good lord.
No, Mayhem Miller would
Just
be
have
the
him.
coach. He would be the coach.
Yeah, one of the coaches. Yeah, dude. Heck yeah, man, that'd be awesome. Yeah, then you just have them going running around Thailand, dude. You just
That would be
get on
a
so many
great
adventures, man.
TV show right there. If you would get
Boom, dude.
the up and coming guys in Thailand, put them in the FMD, whatever you want to call it, real world or whatever, road rules / whatever, right?
Yeah.
And just go wild in Thailand, man, because you could put it online uncensored. I bet you massive people will watch that. That shit would be crazy.
Dude, that'd be wild, man. That would be absolutely wild. You just do like a Facebook channel type thing, which I also think is cool that they do, man, is that they post everything on Facebook so everybody from back home can see me fight, dude. It's an awesome way of getting it out there, man. That's I think completely unique that nobody else is doing,
Well, you had perfect timing because the first Facebook, for real, the first Facebook Live that they did was the last FMD.
Yeah.
With your little 1 point,
yeah,
whatever second knockout.
Yeah, man.
Perfect timing.
It was crazy, but it's cool to know that like my family and friends, they can watch that at home. That's amazing. I get in all these messages from like my fire buddies, like, man, dude, we were all sitting at the house laughing at that thing for about 3 days straight, just watching that video over and over.
It's never gonna get old, That's gonna come back.
Yeah, dude.
The last FMD was at Club Insanity, right? The old one, because they tore it down, correct? Is it tore down now? Or are they rebuilding it right now? Or did they build another one?
Yeah, they're in a new location now. It's in Sukhumvit Soy.
It's off Soy 11, man. Yeah, I think it's just up the road, like right across levels or something like that. That club levels.
It's supposed to be bigger, right?
I've heard that, yeah, but it opens up 2 days before the FMD event.
That is nuts that you guys are gonna break in.
Literally
club.
Break in.
You broke out the last club. Now you're gonna break in.
Break in the new club.
You guys are gonna break in the new club. And I heard, I don't know if this is a rumor or not, but when I was there for FMD 13, that I think that they were saying that they have like a special stage at the new Club Insanity. So when you guys walk out,
I heard this rumor as well, yeah.
Did you hear the rumor? Like
hydraulic thing's gonna come off.
Yeah. It's like the Pride, style, right? Where you come out the floor and shit.
Yeah.
Gonna be nuts.
Crazy platform, awesome, dude. I'm excited now.
You know what would be even better if they fucking hung you from the fucking ceiling and then like zip lined you into the ring and shit.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Like a firefighter, basically. Like you just come down.
Oh yeah, dude. Just boom.
Exactly. Just jump.
I'm in. I'm ready.
But going back to the impact that FMD has, right? A lot of it has to do with John Nutt, man, because he's like the ultimate promoter. Like he's down for the fighters. He's hyping everything. What do you guys think of John Nutt?
He's awesome, man. He can talk, but you can see the passion's there. He knows MMA, and that's what I like about him. The passion's there, and he's good with his words. So, he's just an awesome guy. I really like him, and he is kind of like, he is FMD basically. Without him, there isn't an FMD for me.
I think that he also, he also was a fighter too. He's fought. And remember when the other guy he didn't show up or something happened, right? And
he took his spot, man. That's when I had mad respect for him.
Hey. No doubt you have respect for that guy, man. Like he just jumped in and said, "Hey,
man."
And he fought the guy he already fought before, right?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't he at Bangkok Fight Lab?
Yeah, Marcelo, the Brazilian dude. Yeah. He's been training with us to get ready for this fight. Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't John fight him at that fight? At that one?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, you can watch it on their YouTube channel. Yeah, dude.
John is a G. He is a G. He's an OG, triple OG for real. Like you don't like nobody does that. You don't.
Hey man, yeah, I don't see Dana White. I don't see Dana White just hopping in to save the show, dude.
Dana White stepping up the game, right? Stepping in.
Fucking Dan Henderson drops out because of injury. You don't see Dana White going in there and fighting.
Yeah, man.
John Jones.
Yeah, dude.
His name fits him perfectly. His name fits him perfectly, man. He's a G, like through and through. Like when you meet him,
absolutely, yeah.
When you meet him, he's just the same as you would see him in his videos. Like the videos that he makes, and you meet him in person, it's like, you know, there's like a toned down version of him, but hey, he's the same guy, man. And I respect that about him. He, you know, he's the real deal. You know, like he like you said, he lives FMD. He loves that. It's like his child, man, and he's pumping it up, and he's giving you guys a platform to grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's just started coming onto is it Fox Sport Asia as well, right?
Oh yeah, he does the TV shows now, right?
Yeah. So he's been like commentating on there, and he's the same thing. Him and FMD is exactly the same on Fox Sports Asia, you know. Yeah. So that is John. You know? He's made his niche in the MMA community, with even like him like saying certain things. Like he has his little slogans that he kind of says. It's always like, Bangkok, you should go there. Hey, you know. Hey, see you there. Hey.
Yeah, dude.
You know, it's funny and it works, man. Everybody needs you know something like that to kind of promote themselves. So you know he does a great job. I feel that like everybody can learn something from what he does.
He runs himself really well.
He works hard, man. You can't knock his hustle and his work ethic. It's pretty amazing how much, because he makes so many videos, man.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you'll see him, you're like, how the fuck did he's over here, then he's over there, and
he's everywhere.
And then he's with fucking Frank Grillo. The other day I saw a video of him and Frank Grillo in Bangkok. I was like, what the fuck? Frank Grillo's from fucking that TV show, Kingdom, right?
Yeah, dude. What else? Kingdom, yeah.
Yeah, Kingdom, right? So
yeah, it's hilarious, dude.
So, like I remember, Javier, you were telling me like, having Mayhem Miller commentate that fight that you had in the last Full Metal Dojo. Now you have him coming back for your next fight, right?
Yeah.
And actually being able to kind of like hang out with him, right? How was that experience? Because let's reveal something. Like you, me, Mayhem Miller, and a few other people, we hung out together. So I was, I was there with you guys. But I'm saying, like, how does that feel to be around somebody like that?
Oh, it's awesome, man. Because I mean, like, I've been an MMA fan since I was like 15, and when he was like the host for like Bully Beatdown, I remember it always like as a kid being like, man, one day, dude, when I make it, I'm gonna get on that show. I'm gonna be one of those fighters, And I always just loved his fighting style, dude. I mean, he tapped out my hero. He tapped out Sakuraba, so I had to give mad respect for him for that. And ever since then, I'd been a big fan, especially when he was like the Ultimate Fighter coach too. So I've been following his career for a long time, and then finding out that dude, he's gonna be being like one of the hosts and one of the announcers at the FMD thing was like surreal to me. And then for him to like have that classic clip of him just like laughing, dude, it's just an awesome thing to kind of have just for forever, But just hanging out with him, dude. I remember it was me, Paul, like a bunch of other guys were down at Daniel Tiger's grabbing some burgers. Yeah. And all of a sudden, like, we're kind of going around saying, hey, Rustam, good job, this and that. And then, like, all of a sudden, Jason Mayhem Miller's like, Jesus Christ, dude. It was the most epic fucking thing I had ever seen. He's like, man, I wish I would have gone out in a fight and just knocked some dude out in fucking 5 seconds. Fucking ridiculous, man. Super intense, dude. Just grabbing me by my shoulder, just giving me a good shake. I'm like, oh, thanks, man.
It's a big dude too.
Dude, he's huge.
Yeah,
He's huge. I had no idea that he was that big.
He was
Fucking
training with
gorilla.
us as well, right? Did you grapple with him or?
Yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, dude. I got smashed like 8 times, dude. He choked me out 8 times in a row. I never felt I didn't felt that helpless in a long time.
Yeah, he's a pioneer, man. He did some. He's fought for all the big promotions. He's fought legends.
Yeah, man. Everybody just give him any love, man. That guy, he did everything, dude. He's fought everybody. He was great, and he like traveled. Like I feel like the way I'm trying to make my career moves the way he is, dude. You just travel the world and fight some people, man. You know, and have a good time. He has some awesome stories to tell us that night, dude, about him traveling and fighting. And I was like, man, that's what I want.
All right, before I let you guys go, I just want to hear the craziest story so far being in Bangkok. The craziest shit you ever seen. Like motorcycle crash, I don't know, just the craziest shit. Go ahead, Paul, start.
I'll have to have a think. Let Javier go first because I'll see some
Javier,
crazy.
you thinking of anything? Or you can't say
I'm
it?
trying to think too, dude. There's a few things I could say, but I don't know if I should be mentioning people's names.
No, you don't want to mention names, but you know.
Oh man, there's just so many, dude. There's just so many. There was one time I was with a group of English Muay Thai fighters. Some of them may or may not be champions in some organizations right now, but we went out and partied one night out on Khao San Road. And I remember at a certain point, we kind of started blacking out, but like we all of a sudden I remember being in a group with these guys, and they're all just yelling out like "Oi, oi, oi, oi!" And in the middle are these two English guys, man, who held titles in Limpini Stadium. These guys I thought were like total badasses, and they're sitting there and they whip out I look closer and they both have a testicle out and they're holding it in their hand, like squeezing it like real tight, dude. And then one would take his nut and flip it on the other guys, and if he winced, they would punch him in the stomach and call him like a fag, dude. And that was the game we were playing. And I couldn't help but think to myself at that moment, dude, I couldn't think. I was like, no wonder the English ruled the world at one point. These guys are fucking savages, dude. These guys are fucking animals, man.
What's that game called?
I have no idea, man.
That was probably one of like that before.
Dude, yeah. But we were playing that for a solid, like, probably a good half hour one time.
Half hour?
Dude, I don't know, man. It was a weird night, man. I couldn't remember. Just taking swigs, and then these guys would play this game. And I was just like, what the hell, dude? This is the strangest thing I've ever been a part of.
Hey, if they were slapping each other's dicks, that would be the fucking weird.
That'd be too weird, dude. That'd be way too weird at that point. But yeah. That would probably be one of the funniest things I'd ever seen.
What about you, Paul?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a lot of crazy things, but one that I can recall now, at the first time I came here, I came here originally with a group of friends, and one guy has seen what he thought to be a really tall, beautiful girl. So he's gone with this girl, and this girl was like, thought it was a girl, really happy, and they've gone to the hotel. Next thing, we've got some messages saying like, "Where are you? I can't believe this has just happened. Like, I need to come and see you now." And we're like, "What's up? You know, is something bad's happened? Have you been beat up?" And we've gone and seen him, and he's like, "So what happened? You was with that girl?" And anyway, so he's got to the hotel. Obviously, you know what's gonna happen. He's getting busy and taking everything off. And Thailand being Thailand, what do you think happened? She's pulled out a dick bigger than his, and literally he's just like, "What the hell?" Because he didn't know, you know, so he didn't know this was a lady boy. And yeah, literally we got the messages, but he was gone for a long time. So he said nothing. Man. So I don't know what the full story is. I just knew he'd come back and said, "Yeah, you know, she was a lady boy. I just left her," and that was it. But he went for a long time. So yeah, you see, there's a lot of crazy stuff. But yeah, I don't know if we can say it on here or not. I'm not sure.
we could say, and remember I told you we could say anything we want. You know, it's uncensored.
All
But
right,
anyways, the craziest, I think Thailand has a very big misconception because when the first time I went to Thailand was many years ago to Bangkok, and I thought, hey man, there's gonna be lady boys everywhere, right? They're just walking down the street, lady boys, right? So that's what because that's what people think before they go to Thailand. It's like it's just gonna be everywhere. But once you get there, it's not even like that. It's like when you're walking on the street, it just seems like another city in a country, right? And then if you want to see that, then you could go to certain areas where they have that.
Don't take a wrong turn. Don't take.
Yeah, the wrong turn. You don't want to take the wrong turn on Dick Alley, right? So.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's gonna get weird. Get weird real quick.
Yeah. But that's one thing that I think people should know is that don't expect to go to Thailand and think that you're just gonna see a bunch of lady boys everywhere and walking up and down the street, because really that's what I thought, and that's what it wasn't like that at all, and I was kind of shocked by that, right? But
yeah, it's got its own party vibe, but it's also, it can be a chilled out place. It just needs to have more trees, right, Javier?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. You need make Bangkok green again, dude.
You're gonna need to build a treehouse somewhere.
Oh, dude, I am, man. Watch, I'm gonna be the first one, dude.
For real.
Shoot, dude, you're gonna be.
I want a bonus.
Yeah.
Bonus mega tree.
I want a bonus tree.
I want a big tree right outside.
Big tree bonus.
Hey,
John Nutt, make it happen. Big tree bonus.
After you guys win, you guys should be like, John Nutt, where's my bonus?
50 G.
50 G's.
50 G's. 50 G's in a tree.
Or 50 G's in bot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Something.
Something, man.
But anyways, yeah, man, thank you guys for your time, and of course I'll be watching you guys on Facebook.
All right, on, man.
Yeah, of course. I won't be there. I wish I was there, but I won't be there. But
it's all good, brother.
Yeah, it's all good. And good luck, and I'll definitely have you guys on afterwards. And get into other stuff, you know what I mean? Like not just fighting, but I would like to talk to you guys about like, other things that you're interested in, other than just, MMA stuff. Because since today was the first one you're fighting, it's leading up to your fight. I just wanted to kind of focus on MMA. But
hell yeah, man.
See what's up.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Where can they find you? You know what I mean? On like social media, like Instagrams and all that.
So my Instagram is Paul Thailand. So hashtag Paul Thailand, and I think that's the same for Facebook as well. And I have a website as well, which is windsoractive.com. So you can just hit me up on any of those if you want to follow or send me a message. Just any of those free.
What about you?
Yeah, if people want to find me, man, you can. I'm pretty active on Instagram, which is javiertrujillo.mma. And it's also the same for my Facebook page, javiertrujillo.mma. And then you can also check out my website, which is javiertrujillo.com. And you guys can get in contact with me there.
All right, man. I'll see you guys. Take care.